My last stop on this 6-week adventure in Morocco was a village 30 minutes south of Essaouira that I got recommended by locals several times. After spending 5 days in the busy Medina, I felt like having my farewell back at the beach where I can walk barefoot, get hypnotized by the sound of waves, and soak up the sun fully. My intention for these last days was to return back to my slow rhythm, back to self-care and routines that ground me. I really wanted to spend as much time as possible outside before heading back to much colder Europe. I want to take advantage of every sun ray, ocean drop, and sunset. Sidi Kaouki seemed like the perfect spot to enjoy these last days in Morocco. It's a place that instantly slows you down and relaxes your body and mind. It's a place of white beaches roamed by horses and camels, a place full of smiling faces and open hearts. I had certain expectations before coming here, but was instantly surprised by its playfulness and cool vibe. It felt like landing in an island of eternal spring, wildflowers blooming and birds chirping. And the sunsets? If you stick till the end of this video, you'll feast your eyes on one of the most intense sunsets I have ever witnessed. Everything here, every moment, every spot, and every interaction filled me up with so much life and energy. I found myself once again questioning the big question: is this the place? Could I stay here, at least for a while? Well, one thing is for sure, I definitely wasn't ready to leave so soon. Welcome to another slow-paced video where I move through the world with ease. Morning from Sidi Kaouki. This is my last stop on this trip. After this I'm just going to Marrakesh and flying home, and I'm actually so glad that I came here. I got recommended this by my host in Mohammed and some other local people, and I just feel like it's such a full circle coming back to the coast. It was a little bit busy for me in Essaouira, so this vibe here is just perfect. I was expecting that this is like a small fishing village, but actually it is not. It's quite a new development, and there's a lot of guest houses and hotels and little riads, but it's also like a very popular surf destination, I think, for beginner surfers, because the waves are very small. But yeah, it has this like surf beach vibe, and it's just so nice to chill here for a couple of days before I need to head to crazy Marrakesh and then home to winter. So yeah, it's been glorious here, and I'm gonna try to make the most of it, enjoy it, and I'll take you with me for this last bit of paradise. One of my biggest cravings when I was still tucked away in the Rhodope Mountains for 3 months this winter was to wander around open spaces, and stare into distant horizons. This beach fulfilled that need to perfection. It felt like I've daydreamt this place without ever knowing that it actually exists. It felt like I can breathe deeper, take up more space, and take all the time in the world to soak in its beauty. This wide sandy shore made me feel lighter and freer than I've felt in months. I swear, if it wasn't for the ever-present wind, so famous for this coastline, I'd spend morning to evening walking up and down the beach. Or perched into the sand, looking into the distance, watching kids surf, locals offer camel rides, and tourists catch a tan. As long as I can stay here in peace, in my own little bubble, I can stay here day in and day out. At least until I start craving the mountains again. But unfortunately, even the most free spirits still have to land down in the real world and do some work from time to time. I was actually just finishing up a really cool project I did for a New York City-based accessories brand, working on their branding and storytelling. But as soon as I got that out of the way, I was back outside. Something I really love about this place is there's so many wildflowers right now. Last time I was in this area, it was so dry, and this time everything is so green, and it's just like this spring on steroids. It's so beautiful because I think in Europe, spring is just sprouting, so it's not as green as here, but yeah, it's just absolutely stunning. Taking a bit of a walk after all that food, despite the wind. But look what I just on. Oh my god, this looks so incredible. I just feel like I'm in some kind of wonderland. This truly felt like walking into a scene from a children's fairy tale book or some kind of fantasy novel. I've never seen so many camels gracefully grazing on the most charming little meadow. In my wildest imagination, I couldn't have pictured this, and yet I was walking there amongst these astonishing creatures like they were on my own backyard. I honestly felt like a kid. So happy I had wandered off despite the wind, a small sacrifice for such a memorable sight. Back at my Airbnb, I was eager to write it all down and make sure my memories, impressions, and wanderings are captured on paper. I was reflecting on these last 6 weeks and all the synchronicities that happened, all the wonderful places I've seen, all the lovely people I've met, and all the new ideas and opportunities that sparked. It truly was a journey to keep remembering. If you thought this place cannot get more magical, well, you haven't seen it against the golden shine of the setting sun. When the ocean makes space for beings to come and play, when everything becomes more quiet and dressed into pastel hues, when nature tells you to stop and stay still. This time, it felt like I walked straight into an impressionist painting. The landscape was melting into the sea and the sky. On one side, the sun was having its glorious goodbye. On the other, the moon was about to kick off its party. And in the middle is where all the magic happened. A lonely soul tracing its footsteps back to the shore, dogs playing catch me if you can, horses galloping like the majestic creatures they are. And me, observing it all like I paid a ticket for it. The best performance of this trip for sure. In this play, I'm not a character. I'm not a director. I'm just a bypasser, an audience. I get to interpret this scene however I want, and I want it to take in every detail of it. I want to stretch the timeline to the point it's the most boring movie I've ever seen, because the sight was so soothing, so warm, and so special. I wanted it to slow down and last for as long as it possibly could. And the message of this theatrical performance: never lose your sense of wonder. Notice all the details, Take time and watch the colors transform the sky from day to night. Sit in stillness and let the world happen around you. See how these small changes make you feel. Feel them deeply. Appreciate them deeply. Let them move you internally. Let life flow through you. Let it happen as it wants to. Don't force it. Don't skip it. Don't fear it. And remember, beauty isn't just around you. It's the very essence of what you are made of. I'm not at all ready to leave this place and to leave Morocco to finish my trip. I came here with very clear intentions. I really wanted to spend as much time as possible outside. I wanted to be in the sun, walking barefoot, and just, yeah, being more active, I guess. Even though still in this like slow, intentional way. And yeah, Morocco gave me exactly that. It's perfect to come here and spend winter outside in this beautiful weather. And I think some of the highlights have definitely been when I was alone in the desert. If you haven't watched that video, I highly recommend. It's a long one, but if you need something that is gonna soothe your soul and inspire you, go and watch that video. Yeah, like I said in my first videos when I arrived here, I felt a very strong pull towards Morocco, and I followed that pull not knowing like why exactly I need to be here. And now as I'm finishing this trip, it's becoming clearer and clearer to me why. And yesterday was April Fool's, and I posted on my Instagram that I bought a property in Morocco, and a lot of my really close friends thought that I'm serious. And honestly, the truth isn't too far-fetched. I think my reasoning for coming here was to get to know this place in a very different way than what I knew it from my first trip. And I met a lot of people, I made a lot of connections, and a lot of ideas and opportunities are starting to open up and come to the surface. So yeah, I think I might be back next winter with a bit of a more of a solid plan. Maybe even have like a winter base here. But yeah, tomorrow I'm returning to Bulgaria. So for all that were questioning if I have permanently left Bulgaria, no. That's still gonna be my base, I think. But yeah, I'm leaving Morocco very satisfied. Like I feel like my soul and my mind and my body both, like all both, all three have been like filled up again. My energy is back. I feel like in so many ways this place has brought me back to life, brought me back from that winter hibernation hermit mode that I was in, but I really also needed that. You know, there's seasons in life, and as winter is ending and spring is slowly creeping into Europe, yeah, it's time to go back, and we'll see what happens next. So yeah, thank you for tuning in to this series. I know it's been different, but that's life. Like constantly evolving, constantly changing and growing. So I wish you all the best and see you in Bulgaria.